All right, number 3, we are doing the same thing. We're solving for x, but this time there's a spot where we can enter any extraneous solutions. So I'm assuming there probably is one if there's the spot, but if there's not, we would enter none. So here's our equation. Let me make sure they match. Okay, they do. Step 1 is find the least common denominator. So I'm going to rewrite this as x over 1. And the common denominator, when none are the same, 1x2, all different, we just stick them all together. So it's 1 times x times 2. We're going to write that as 2x. Okay, step 2 is find out what x can't equal. We want to find our restrictions. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Restrictions. So look at your denominator where there's a variable. We just have one, x. So x equals 0, but actually x cannot equal 0. So that's our restriction, because if x equals 0, we get no solution. That's why we have asymptotes when we graph this stuff. That's from Unit 1. So step 3, we're going to multiply our common denominator. So I'm going to rewrite this. X over 1, look how I'm leaving space, minus 27 over x equals negative 3/2. And I left that space because our 2x right here, we're going to multiply everything by 2x. And when we do that, our fractions go away. Yay, no more fractions. Our first one, we have x times 2x minus, here the x's go away, and we have 27 times 2 equals, and here our 2 goes away, and we have negative 3 times x. Okay, now we got to simplify this up a little bit. X times 2x is 2x squared minus 27 times 2 is 54 equals negative 3x. So now I have to, what am I looking at? I'm looking at a quadratic. It's x squared. So when we solve a quadratic, it has to equal 0. We need equals 0 over here. So we're going to move the 3x to the other side, and I'm going to write it in order. 2x squared, 3x minus 54. So everything's in descending order. Now I have 2 options. I could factor or use the quadratic formula. So because 54 is kind of a big number, I'm just going to use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So a is the number by x squared, b is the number by x, and c is the constant. So you just plug everything in this formula. So x equals negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then into the calculator we go. The square root part goes straight into the calculator. So square root 3 squared minus 4ac, 21. So x, oops, let's get something we can see better. Negative 3 plus or minus 21 over 4. And then we're going to split that plus or minus. So negative 3 plus 21 over 4, negative 3 minus 21 over 4. And I like to type that in Desmos too, just so I can change the sign really quick. So 4.5 or negative 6. So x equals 4.5 negative 6. So not 0, so we're good with our restrictions. But one of those might actually need to move down to our extraneous area. So we're going to check our answer. So the left-hand side of the equation is x minus 27 over x. And the right-hand side of our equation is -3/2. So I'm going to substitute our x values in. What if I put in 4.5 for x? See how those match? That means 4.5 is a solution. Let's see if -6 matches. That also matches. All right, I thought we were going to have an extraneous. When they don't match, we get our extraneous solutions. So 4.5, -6, they both worked. That means no extraneous. I just wanted to check, so I was waiting for an extraneous. But I got the signs right. We're good. When they both work, they're both solutions.